And this is very interesting because I was on LinkedIn. Yes, the videos are very useful. Thank you. I've been working on some more projects for my first portfolio. That's great, Farouk. I will be free to share them with you on Instagram. Okay, no problem. I am there. So when you are ready, send me few images and I will give you my honest feedback as usual. So let's Heman Design. Ciao, welcome back. Thanks for being with us too. Okay, thank you very much. So I was on LinkedIn and I was looking at notifications because, of course, on my telephone, just like for you, I get notifications from LinkedIn. So I went to look at LinkedIn profile and some notification. There was one very strange that got my attention. And it's a friend of mine, an Italian guy that works as a designer. I would say more a designer on digital. He has a good experience in alias modeling. And I remember that 1 month ago, he was very happy to announce everybody that he got a job, he got hired by an important design studio in Italy. So I told myself, oh, I'm very happy for him because he really deserves it. But very strangely, last evening, on LinkedIn notification, he published a new request to look for a job. That's very strange. I mean, this guy just got a job less than a month ago. He already got fired. What's wrong? So I messaged him because I know him. I know that this guy is a serious guy. He's a good professional. He's very young. And so he's at the beginning of his career. And I was very happy he got a sort of a steady, secure job. And then apparently it didn't work out. So I sent a message in a private chat to him on LinkedIn. And I asked him, I said, what's wrong? What happened? I remember that you just got a fresh new job in a very good company. See, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he told me basically that the headhunter he had messed up with the information that he gave to the company. So when he went to the company, then he discovered that the company was looking for a different type of profile. Therefore, after a couple of weeks that they tried, the thing didn't work out. So this is again another example of those headhunters that don't really make your interest. They just think of themselves. We already talked about this last week, last Friday during our design talk, which title is The Headhunters. So if you didn't watch that video, if you were not live with me, I suggest you strongly to go and check out that video because I talk a lot about the headhunting, stories that happened to me and the experience I made and how my story can help you eventually when you will be confronted with a headhunter that will be trying to place you somewhere. So I told him, I was like, okay, so don't worry. You lost the job, all right, but you have a profession, you are young, you will find another one. And he answered me, kind of sad and a little bit depressed, saying, yeah, but it's not easy. Now it's August. In Italy, everybody's on vacation. I don't know what to do. I had a job. Now I don't have a job. I don't know what to do. So I searched for some people I know, my network, and I try to help them out because I really invest a little bit of my time trying to give him a hand. And of course, I gave him few numbers, few names. I told him contact them because they are design directors of studios. Maybe they are looking for alias modelers, design alias modelers like you. This is, in general, it's a profession that doesn't have problems in getting a job because we're always looking for people working on alias, especially if they have a good experience as I would say designers with a good creative design mind, because this helps a lot designers, to be understood. So when you give a sketch to a guy that is only a design modeler, it's one thing. When you give the same sketch to a design alias modeler that went through a design school, it's different. The guy will understand you much more because he has that design flair as a designer, just like the designer. So it's easier to understand each other's in terms of what we have to do or not to do, or what we have to be careful, or what subtle design thing you're looking for, and you will interpret it much better and much easier than somebody that is just a good alias modeler. All right, so I did this for him, and he was very happy, of course. And then I realized one thing, I said, but there must be another way, to look for design alias modelers jobs. So I went again on LinkedIn, and I put on the research tab on LinkedIn alias design models jobs available, and I clicked, and all series of jobs and companies looking for alias design model came out. So I made another screenshot, I sent it to him, and I explained to him, look, I did this, you should do it too, and you will find also some Italian companies in the list, and in my opinion you have to contact them directly. Don't go through an headhunter. Leave the headhunter experience. You have to do it your own. You have your mini portfolio, you have your CV, you have some experience. There is no reason some of those will not answer to you. Okay? Of course, the ratio, the average of answers is always smaller. Not everybody answers back. I know this is bad, but that's how companies functions. And I already told you the stories about giving an answer to an intern or to somebody that is looking for a job. Sometimes it's very hard for me too. So I always try to give an answer, but a lot of people don't have the time, or they have so many other people asking for the same job that they just don't answer. So I said, you shoot big, like fishing, and then I'm sure one or two fishes will answer, and then you see you move on from there. So when I was looking at that and thinking about it, I realized that the job search is still something that is not very well done, made by young designers. When I was in school, before I graduated at Art Center, we had a class with a teacher that had experience. He had white hair, probably the same age that I have today. So somebody with experience. And this person, 6 months before we were finishing in definitely the school, so we were at the very end, during those 6 months, he would talk to us about contracts, and the most interesting thing, he was telling us how to approach companies to find a job. And that's the thing that I really liked of that class, that I learned a lot of things about how you approach a real company, how you prepare yourself, how you have to orientate your portfolio, how you have to prepare your CV, how you're supposed to behave if you get the first interview. At that time, there was no internet, so everything was done face to face. And that, in some way, was very scary. It was very difficult. So today, in a way, it's a little bit easier because everybody is on Instagram, everybody is on Facebook, everybody is on Twitter, everybody's, some people are on YouTube like me. So the approach can be made in many different ways. But the most important thing is that you have to build up a network. You have to do networking, because if you don't do networking, nobody knows you. Now, I know that if you are in Italy, you never studied like I did in a foreign university or college, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because probably you don't even speak really well English. But I'm sure that today a lot of people speak English much better than I used to speak English before I left Italy in '83 to go to America. So today you learn English a lot in a lot easier way. A lot of people that are here that follow me speak good English, fairly good English. I interact with you guys, and many of you never been to USA or to England. So it's different today. It's easier. But the most important thing, you have to be smart. So you have to use the LinkedIn profile. You should go on the LinkedIn profile as soon as you approach to the end of your university or college time. When you are close to get your diploma, when you are close to get your graduation, open up your LinkedIn profile. Don't put drawings, CVs, and saying I'm looking for a job. Don't do that stuff. But be there and start looking, searching for people to get in contact. For example, designers, young designers, more experienced designers. Start building up your networking, because your network at the right moment can become your greatest help in terms of contacts. Then there is another thing you have to do. Always on LinkedIn, but also in Instagram. But LinkedIn remains for me the best social network when we talk about job, okay, or about professional things. There you have to also to look for design directors, design managers, those people that manage teams or studio, because in that way you can have somebody to talk to, or just follow their post, what they make some comments. Make sure that there is a soft way for you to get in, to get noticed. Then as soon as you have a very good portfolio project, maybe publish on your profile 3, 4, 5 excellent images of your portfolio. Not the whole portfolio, but 3, 4, 5 very good things. Ciao Rajat, welcome back. I'm fine, thanks. I hope you put your like on the video. Thanks. So that means that you start building up also your profile, because when you write a comment, I tell you how I do. When I make a post on LinkedIn, sometimes I go and check who put the like, who put the love, who put the thumb up and stuff like that, to see who is watching my stuff. And when I find people that are new and they are designers, I click and I go and check their profile. I always do it. Maybe, it's a curiosity, but at the same time, maybe there is a new contact, interesting contact that can be good for me, for my network. Of course, there are a lot of people that are asking my friendship on LinkedIn. All right. And I do this very rarely. It's very rare that I ask the friendship to somebody. But it's very common that I go and look who is coming to look at my stuff. So, if you do the same thing, not to me, but other people that are more important than you, I am sure that they will be looking at you, at your profile. And if they like what you do, maybe they will remember. So, in a few words, what I'm trying to say is that there is a way that you can get a hook, something to grab the attention in a positive way. I don't like those people that send message, "Hi sir, I am a big fan of you, I love your content, please, could you make could you look at my portfolio and offer me a job? I really love to work it. Don't write those things, because that's the best way to make sure that people will not follow you, and we probably will not even answer you. The how can I say it? The example of the person that is, uh, that is crying, please give me the job. That doesn't work for several reasons. I mean, come on. If you're on the road and there is somebody that you don't know that grabs your hand, please, please give me some money. I want you to give me money. I need to buy an ice cream. Would you give the money? You won't. You probably say, hey, don't disturb me. Let me alone. Leave me alone. I am on my things. Normal. Well, on LinkedIn, especially on LinkedIn, you don't want to behave like that. LinkedIn is to do research, to search for the right person that eventually can offer you a job. LinkedIn is to search for the right person that eventually can help you out to give you another name that you're looking for. LinkedIn is to find the right contact to whom you can ask, please, can you introduce me to this person? Because that's how it works on LinkedIn. Sometimes it happened to me that people that I know, for who I have good regards, they send me the request of creating a contact, to be the intermediate person between them and another person that is more important that I know. And I did it. So that's the first way you should start right away out of school to create your network. Networking is fundamental. When you go to America, the first thing everybody will tell you, networking. That's a magic word. Networking. That's very important. And you build up your networking. It can become your fortune one day. You will see that after a couple of months that you do this in a very discreet way, in a very polite way, you build up friends, you build up people following you. You will follow people in your community for the same interest. That's very important. That's very clever, I would say. Okay? It's like investing your money. If you invest your money, would you invest your money on companies that you don't know? I don't think so. If you follow Warren Buffett, who is one of the multi-millionaire person in the stock investing, trading industry, I see, profession, the most important thing he tells you, I don't care how it's going, the stock, if it's up or down, and therefore I wait to invest. I don't care. What I care for is the company I'm looking for. And I want to make sure that the company I'm looking for, it's a good company in which I can put my $100. This means also that he studies that company. And if he's convinced, he will put the money on the company. And here it's a little bit the same thing. We are searching for the right people. We look for those people and we understand who they are, what they do, what's their experience, how many companies they work for. And if we think that that profile can be a very good, interesting profile to have in our network, then we try, to get a contact. So we ask for friendship. That's how it works. And I think that that's a safe bet. Some people will answer yes, so you have a new contact. Some other people will just snob you. And you have to take that into account. It's not just like a little bit investing money in stocks. Some people, some stocks you think they are really good, and after 1 month you're only losing money, and then you discover that the company it's in bankruptcy. Well, that was a mistake. No big deal. But if you work hard in looking and making your research, there is a high percentage of positive feedback and a positive contact to come. So that's the first thing. But the job research today and the job search today, it's also easier because sometimes companies also on Instagram, and sometimes you saw, here on Design Talks, I talk about the design jobs opportunity. I get those information from Instagram, from some profiles of people, a group of people that have very interesting profiles that are dedicated to the car design world, and their business is also to inform about the design jobs available. So when I look at those and I find new entries, I come here, I do the same thing. I give you the information. Sometimes I have the emails, the websites address, I give those to you. But then the job is up to you. You have to do the research after that. You have to look for, you have to write to people. And then when you have to write to people, you have to be very careful. As I said, the profile of young designer that is praying, giving me the job, it doesn't work out. You have to be very professional. Design job search is something that is very delicate because you can go up and you can go immediately down. Simply the way you wrote your first message. In general, the first message, the first time you approach somebody, has to be very concise, very short, but very well written to go straight to the point in a very polite way, in a very professional way. That's the secret. Now you will tell me, yeah, Luciano, but it's not easy. I know. I know it's not easy. But you have to make the effort to write down. You write on paper. Don't write on email. You'll do this on email. You'll do it later. First, write down on paper how you would present yourself. Hi, my name is, Farouk. I just graduated from this school. I am 26 years old or 23 years old, I don't know. And I'm sending you my CV and a short portfolio example because I wish that I could have the opportunity to have an interview for a job opportunity in your company. Okay, if you take this sentence, okay, this paragraph that I just told you, you write it down, then you have to make a correction because the way I said it, it's not still correct. But it's already, concentrated on the good things in probably 2 lines. You have to make it in 2 lines. And then at the end, wishing you a very good day, best regards, because you have to be very polite. And then you put your name, Farouk Ipsevich, okay? I don't know if I pronounced well, Farouk, I'm sorry. And then you wait. And if you don't get the answer, forget it. But there is a chance that somebody will open up that email, will look at the CV and your portfolio. And if they are convinced about that, they will write you back. That's the first step. Then there is a second step. The second step is that you have to answer to what they will write to you. So what they write, I don't know, I can imagine, hi, I thank you very much for reaching out our company. I read your message, I saw your portfolio, your CV, your profile, it's interesting. Please, could you tell me a little bit more about you? Where do you live today? Because we might have a job opening very soon. So please, can you send me more information about you? So you receive this message. You have to answer back. Don't answer back in 2 seconds. Answer back after a few hours. Think first. Rajat, sir, is it possible to take your live sketching course without having the... Yes, Rajat, of course it's possible. We can use another pencil, don't worry. We can use other markers. You know, the Winsor Newton markers, Pro Marker, they are cheaper than Copics. They are cheaper. But look, I just received my refills for my Copic markers. Every refill is €6. So it's a good price. And one refill, it will last me for at least a couple of years. So you have to think about that too. This is a refill. And this is a number 8. Refill number 8, marker number 8. So I bought this 3 years ago. This is the refill. You see how long it's gonna last? With this refill, I will go for 3 or 4 more years for the use I do. So you have to think about that, because Pro Marker, I don't think you can refill. They are cheaper, but then you have to buy more. So you have to think about that, okay? But anyway, yes, my online course, don't worry. Ciao Gabriele, no hay ningún problema. Don't worry. You can always watch the first 30 minutes, tomorrow morning when the video will be available to everybody. No problem. Okay, so Rajat, don't worry. You have my email. If you want to organize a text, we can make just one course. It's gonna be cheap, only one, and you will see how we work. And if you like it, we can continue. I did this recently with another guy from India, and we worked together 3 months. He was very happy. He was so happy that we did twice a week. In the beginning, he was very skeptical. And then he said, can we do this twice a week? Now he is leaving to CCS in Detroit, because he has been accepted for a master program in CCS. And we worked very, very hard to put together his entry portfolio. So, no problem. All right, so let's go back to the email, because now we are talking about the approach to the job search, okay? So when you get the email from the company that is looking for a little bit few more information, let it go 2-3 hours, and then you will write down, take those 3 hours to think really well how you're gonna write down, okay, the answer. And then only striker, ciao. Hey guys, put the likes to the video. What if you refill Copic solution other company marker? I don't think it's gonna work because of the composition. Be careful. But you can try. You can always try. Buy the Pro markers that are cheaper. Buy only one refill from Copic, okay, and try. But at the same time, don't forget that the tone value are different. Therefore, the dark blue from Pro Marker, probably it's not the same dark blue from Copic. Okay, so you should be careful about that. But you can try. All right, SJ, you just graduated from TCS. All right, very happy for you. Hey guys, let's congratulate SJ for his graduation. So little hearts, hearts for SJ. Okay, very good. And also some of this and that. Okay, congrats. Congrats. That's great. Okay, Raja, just write to me. You should try now because in August I have only 2 people because it's vacation. So I have time to dedicate to you to try. Okay? All right. So, all right. So let's go back. To what you're gonna write as answer. So in this case, what we're gonna do? We're gonna write, I am living in this town, in this country, but I am available to leave the country for job. I have a driver license. I speak English, and then you can add, maybe you can add other languages if you do. You can say that you graduated from that design school, but maybe you have another school experience. That you know how to work with alias, or that you try to work with alias modeling. So you can give a little bit of extra, information. And then the most important thing you have to say, I am available for a video call interview. Okay, this is very important. Video call interview via Zoom or via Teams or via Google Meet or via Skype. You can list them so that they have the option to answer back and make the video call for you, with you. That's important. Okay? Great. All right, so once you do that, in general, if they are interested, they will contact you back, and then they will go for a video call, because that's the first real screening that they will do with you, serious screening, because that video call, they will judge you, they will judge the way you behave. Okay? Before they go to the next step, which is the first important step to have a foot inside the company, which is the real interview, so that you will travel, you will go with your portfolio, you have a real interview with them. That video call will open the door for that, or it will close the doors for that. So it all depends the way you are, okay? The way you behave. And of course, I want you to be smiling, all right? I don't want you to be sad, too serious. I've seen people sometimes in video calls, also with me, that they are too serious. But I don't want you to be a clown either. So I just want you to be tranquil, serene, be yourself, smile once in a while, listen what they have to say, answer to the questions in a very honest way, show them that you are somebody that they can trust, because that's what they're looking for. They want to feel that they can trust you. Explain to them that you like to work in team, that you did this in school and you enjoyed very much, because teamwork is fundamental. Remember, car design job, it's not one-man show. It's not anymore one-man show. Okay? It's a teamwork. So they must have the feeling that you like to work in a team. That means that they can integrate you in their team. Show them that you are polite, that you are a very well educated person. This means that they can integrate you in their team. Give them a feeling that you are a humble person and not arrogant. Arrogant people won't make it. All right? So that you are humble and they will integrate you in the team. Show them that you are not that you're not attached to money. I don't want you to go and say, yeah, okay, but how much do you pay? Don't do that. That's a big mistake. Because they will think that you are just looking for how much money you will make and how many days of vacation you have per year. Don't talk about that stuff. Remember, first job is fundamental. You need to get it because you build up your career. That's your first job. You don't care how much money you will make. You don't care how many days of vacation you will have. When I started, I didn't care at all. It's not your priority. And the sad thing is that a lot of people ask for that at the first day of interview, and that's bad. Let the company tell you about that. The company will tell you. Companies are serious. They will tell you. So don't ask. Okay? All right. So, Rajat, I saw that I got an email from you. So after the video, I will go and check it out and I will answer to you. Okay? No problem. All right. So, now that I told you that, we come to the meeting because they will answer you and they will say, okay, great. So we pay you a trip to our design facility. Are you willing to come? And of course you will answer, yes, thank you very much. You will give your address so that they can send you all the plane ticket and all that stuff. They will book for you an hotel. So you will have a plane ticket and a short trip planned by them. That will be probably 2-3 days or 4 days. It depends. Okay? And you will go. So when you will arrive there, you will have your first real meeting. They will meet you. So I want you to, to give the hand. Don't give your hand like a dead person. There are a lot of people do that. That's another biggest mistake. If I give you the hand and you give me yours, that is like, that I can kill your hand because you are not pressuring any pressure. You are not, you don't give the hand. You just a dead, weight. That's very bad. That's very bad. Because in psychology means that you are not a trustful person. Believe it or not, that's how it is. And we know those psychology tricks, So that's the first thing. When they shake hands, shake your hand really nice. Don't be too strong because you don't want to kill my hand. That would be a bad souvenir. But be present. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing, don't behave like a clown. When I say that, I mean the body language. A lot of people move a lot, I've seen people like that. And then they just drive me nuts. I'm talking to you and you are moving like, oh yeah, sure, I know, okay, cool. They're smiling, then do this, then do that. This looks like you are somebody not secure. It looks like you are showing that you are very uncomfortable. This is not good. I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I wish I can have somebody in front of me that it's just like me, relax. We talk. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not judging you. I know that for you it's your first time, XJ, This is very important for you that you are freshly graduated. I can understand. But at the same time, remember, keep control. You want to be in control. The day before your interview, don't get drunk. You want to be fresh. First of all, you should never get drunk. But the most important thing, you want to be fresh. With 100% mental faculty, okay, so that you can stand 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or 30 minutes. Sometimes those meetings go for an hour. Mr. Kimani, ciao, welcome back. Mr. Luciano, you helped me out in the comments of some of your videos. Thanks. I'm glad. Thanks again for the amazing content. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. I'm sure you already put your like onto the video. That's very important. To me, to the channel, to everybody. And by the way, if you want to offer me a coffee, super chat, super sticker, whatever, okay? Do it. So, when you are in front of this person, I know that other people, this is another thing that I noticed. When people talk, they have their voice that is trembling. Okay, I know. That's the emotion. And we know that. So don't worry. I'm not going to think that you're a stupid person because your voice is a little bit trembling. But still, make sure that you don't tremble the whole hour. You want to show that the beginning, the very beginning, can be very emotional. I can understand. It happened to me. It happens to everybody. The first time, we're all very insecure. We don't know what's going on, how it's going to be. But as long as the meeting goes by, try to, calm down, get all your strength, mental strength, control yourself. Don't move too much. Don't be rigid, because we can see that. And try your best to be relaxed. So answer to the questions. Be calm. Don't go 300 kilometers an hour when you give your answers. So that's not good either. Don't cut my speaking because I had the answer, blah, 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 and you talk on top of me. Don't do that. Wait for your turn. But why do I say that? Because when we are in meetings at work, how would you react into a meeting with 5 designers, a design manager, design director? Probably you will talk over the others, because that's how you do. Because that's the way you're doing here with me. No. Then in that case, I won't take you. Or that detail will tell me, watch out, because this guy can create problems. I know that he's good, that he has the answer, and then, yeah, but maybe he has the answer was to show to the big boss that he has the answer instead of the others. That's not nice. There are all those type of thinking in that. So wait for your turn. All right? Wait for your turn. You will have all the time to answer. All the time to exchange, your point of view. And I will be happy to listen to you. And then I can interact. Interacting into a face-to-face talk, it's always much better than overlapping voices. But then it becomes a mess. And then I realized that when you try to overlap me because you have the answer, I can also think, is this guy trying to show me that he knows more than me? Is trying to overlap me, to stop me, to show me how good and great he is, how intelligent he is? Because if we get into that, that's dangerous. I know, you are thinking, oh, come on, Luciano, you're doing too much. Maybe not. Okay, so those things are very important because I've seen people basically with good creativity, yeah, with good portfolio, ruin their first meeting, interview, and they did not pass the interview. And when I go and talk to the big boss about how come, I mean, that guy was good. I remember, I saw the portfolio. Yeah, but you know, his head, the way he behaved, we are looking for a different type of profile. So when we say the profile, it's not only your drawings, your portfolio, the good school you went to, and all that stuff. It's also, as I say many times, the human factor, which is very important. It's 40% of your success or your insuccess. 40, if not 50. The human factor, it's you as a human being. You know, think about, you know, you're looking for a girlfriend or you're looking for a boyfriend, and you meet somebody and you are very happy. Hey, John! Ciao! I've interviewed 100 of students and design. Everything you're saying is right on the money. Thank you, John! Grazie! You know, hey guys, John is somebody with an incredible experience, okay? This guy, it's a designer, design manager, it's everything. So, it's a great experience, a little bit less younger than me. So you can imagine when this guy is saying something, take it for granted, please. You can doubt about me, but not about him. So I was saying, you're looking for a girlfriend, you know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And you meet somebody, you go to a party. Fantastic. You go back home and say, I found the girl for me. I have the phone number. So you call the day after, you call right away. And you meet. That's great. So first evening for first date, you go out and she's so pretty or he is so handsome, right? And you are there, both of you. So you go for a walk. I don't know. I mean, I try to picture your age. Okay, if it were for me, I would take a very nice restaurant. But you are young, so you go out for an ice cream or whatever. You go to a nice restaurant for dinner. You know, something really cute, maybe for a sushi or whatever, and you are in front of her, so you're gonna stay together for about 2-3 hours. You are waiting the moment you can, caress her or kiss her. But then it happens. Then during this dinner, she or he is a true asshole. Yeah, he's very handsome. Yes, she's very pretty. But gosh, I can't stand her. 5 more minutes. And I'm at the first, the beginning of my dinner. What do you do? What do you do? Big deception. I know. It happened to me, it happened to you, I'm sure. So, would you marry her? Would you marry him? Simply because it's handsome? So, simply because of the portfolio? No, because the human factor is not sticking to that portfolio. They are completely diverging. So at the end, what do? You say, okay, thank you very much, and after, yeah, maybe he or he can be just a friend, but never your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Hey, Sibasish. What do you mean you could not be able to join? What are you talking about? You are here. And thank you for being here. I'm very happy. Put your like. I am live since 18 p.m. So since 1 hour. It's already an hour I'm live. and everybody are here, as usual. Only striker, wish I had this sort of guy 4 years earlier. I passed NID, okay, test twice, ranking 27. Wow. First time rank 1, all India for second time, but failed interviews because of reasons. Okay. I'm sorry, you only striker, but this does not mean you cannot recover. This does not mean that you cannot go to another company or other companies and remake the interview, learning from the experience. Yes, Sibash, anyway, don't worry, because tomorrow this video will be available to everybody, and you can watch, if you want, huh? You can watch all the things we said before you arrive, okay? Anyway, we all are very happy you are here with us today. So, let's go back. The human factor must match your artistic factor, okay? The artistic part is your portfolio, it's your preparation, it's your skills, it's the way, how good you were as a student, your diploma, but then there is your human factor. Those two must match. So, this is something you have to put in your head. Yes, don't give up. We never give up. We always try a better way to reach our goal. Always. All right. You welcome, Sibadic. Okay, so this is, the good thing about interviews to know, the good things to go to keep in mind. So there is this psychological thing that you have to master, okay? So now you are thinking, Luciano, it's very interesting what you're telling us, but come on, I am young. How do I do to get control, to keep control, when I will be there in front of a design manager, a design director, somebody that's very important? Priyadarshi, ciao, welcome back. Mr. Luciano, thank you so much for your views in every video. Very well explained my thoughts and design. Thank you very much for this beautiful message. Thank you, Priyan. And put your like also on the video. Thanks. All right, so, wow, there are some techniques. Believe it or not, I learned this at Art Center. Maybe John can tell you the same thing. When I was a student in Art Center, at the end of my last semester, the famous teacher that was teaching us portfolios and CVs and how to work on our portfolio to make sure that it was correct, one day comes in with a camera. At that time was a big camera. Today they are small. And we did not have telephone. But today you can do with your telephone. You don't need to buy a camera. And he said, okay, you know what we do? Now we're gonna do a very simple exercise. But this exercise will teach you how to behave when you will be presenting your work or when you will be in front of a design manager to talk about yourself. So we said, all right, let's play. That's a new game. He said, okay, I place the camera here in front of the board. You take your drawing, put just one drawing on the board and present your drawing. I have an inclination for interior design. That's great because interior designers are very rare. What are your views on jobs interior? Well, I'm just answering. You make a good portfolio in interior design and you find the job a lot easier than exterior people. You need to reach perform in studio and stand out as well. Well, Priyan, all the things I said are 100% for exterior design, interior design, UX, UI design, whatever design you want, okay? Those are very universal. In your specific case, your portfolio must be oriented right away as an interior designer. That's what you have to do. And that's your best way to make sure that you stand out from the crowd. Because a lot of people are exterior design. But when we are looking for interior design, sometimes you have to go through a lot of portfolios. Because we see a lot of cars, exteriors. Now, if I find your portfolio, it's only interiors, and I'm looking for interiors, of course I will be more focused on your profile. Because I know that I can count on this profile because it's dedicated to interiors. Okay? So this is my best advice for you. All right. So let's go to the experiment we made. So it comes to my turn. I am there. I have my drawing in the back of me. The camera is in front. The camera is the red LED on. And I was talking, presenting my project, thinking, I said, wow, I have a camera in front of me. I am going to give my best. Okay. So at the end, we were 15 people, 15 presentation. Then the teacher said, okay, now I'm going to take the camera to the display, to a TV set, okay, with a cable, and I will show you all 15 presentations going really fast and without sound. We will be looking at our body language. So that's what he did. When we looked at all those interviews that were going one by one in a few minutes, in few seconds, because we were talking no more than 3 minutes each, and then I saw mine, I was so embarrassed because we were all clowns. We were all like doing this, moving like crazy. And I was the one that was moving a lot. Oh, well, of course, I was Italian, so my body language was a little bit, too colorful. That was the first time in my life, somebody was telling me, Luciano, it was very interesting what you were talking about, but your body language was completely off. Look at you. And I had to admit that it was off. And I didn't know. You're welcome, Priyan. You're welcome. So from that day, I learned a big lesson. I had to control the way I talk, the way I express myself, the way I look at people, the way I smile, the way I move my head, the way I move my body, most of all the way I move my arms and my hands. In some cases, it's interesting, to make some gestures that are embracing, that are secure, emotionally positive. When I do this, you feel like I'm really talking to you. When I move my body in front of the camera, I get closer, I'm talking to you, I'm looking in your eyes. But if I would do the same thing doing like this, what would you think about me? That I'm a clown. Even if the topic and what I'm talking about is well said, but it's well exposed. So there must be a good synchronization, I don't know if I'm using the right word, between what I say and the way it comes out. What I say and how I transfer that emotion of the words that before I was thinking. Well, I say everything live. I never write anything. But a lot of people write first and then they expose, especially politicians or some important directors. They do that. They write down, I will talk first about this, then about that. They learn the main concepts they have to talk about, and then they try to, to do it on stage using the right body language. Some people have coach for that. So you can imagine? And that's the exercise you have to do. You go home, you are already home, take your telephone, make a video in front of you pretending to present your work, okay? And let's see what happens. Then look at it in a very high speed with no sound and judge yourself. That's the first thing you do. And guess what? I repeat that exercise when I became a teacher. Because I said that thing was so useful to me. Then there is another thing that you have to learn. When you present, and this happens at work, I have a board, like all this, okay? So when I talk, of course I have to talk about the sketch, then I talk about this, then I talk about that. One thing I don't want to do, go back and forth, because if I go back and forth in my exposition, what do I do? I cover my work with my body. So people, how can they do to watch, to look at my stuff? So you have to think the order of what you put on the wall to make sure that you don't go back and forth, but that you follow a path and you guide your viewer through your project in a way that it's smooth. The communication goes well. I go from A to Z, okay, through all the letters of the alphabet without coming backward and then accelerating in the front and then brake and come back in the back. No. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have a control of your exposition in a way that you start here, you end up at the end. And we follow you. And the communication comes really well. So that's another example exercise that you have to do. In that way, you control yourself. Remember, control. Remember when I told you in the video we were talking about life, students' life, don't do this, don't do that, keep control. Here's the same thing. You want to keep control. You have the cards to play in your hands. Don't let those cards to your audience. The audience have to be there, have to participate, to be happy, have to understand 100% what you're talking about, and then at the end they will say, I like it or I don't like it. But that's okay. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. But you keep control. And that's what we learn in school, you know. And that's the same thing when you do your interview. All right. Well, I think that today I said a lot of things that can be useful to you. For those that arrived late, don't worry, you can check the video again. You know, once the live will be off, I will put the link live anyway. Okay, I have to do something on YouTube in the background, but don't worry, it's gonna be immediate. So once the video, this live will be off, will be over, I will activate it so that you can go back on the same link and you can watch from the beginning. So those people that could not watch from the beginning, they will have a chance to maybe see some steps, okay? Maybe not everything, but some steps for sure. If you want to offer me a coffee, now is the time with the super chat or super sticker, all right? And I thank you right away. Generally today, companies are looking for design that can do both. Exactly, that's true. However, if you prefer interiors, let the interviewer team know your goals. Most recent graduates only want to do exteriors. It's true. So, Priyank, what John is saying, and that doesn't sit well with interview teams. Yeah. So the way you work your portfolio, the way you present yourself, remember the things I said at the beginning, the sentence, what you write at the beginning, the approach you have. Make sure that you orientate it correctly so that they know that they are not in front of another exterior design guy, you know, stuff like that. Gabriel, non-verbal communication is key in a design job interview. Thank you, Luciano, for sharing that. Yeah, it's the key to make sure that when you talk, you help your communication in giving the meaning of your message an easier understanding. That's what you should do, okay? And sometimes when you look in the eyes of somebody, you don't move very much, but you are saying a sentence. It's very important with some important notions. That thing is much more powerful than moving your body with the message. In some cases, you just don't move, or you take a short pause because that will make that message, will give a heavier weight, importance to your message. Okay. Then on YouTube you will find a lot of people from psychology that will experts in this domain that will help you out and talk to you about the body language, the good and the bad of the body language. Okay. So you can watch also those videos that are experts. I'm not an expert, so they will be for sure more helpful than me. Okay. All right. So I think that we did it this time too. I don't know if next week I will be available because I will be with my son. I will be here for on our vacation all together. So maybe I will not be here next Friday, okay? But the Friday after, later, the one after, yes, okay? But for sure some video will be published. Don't worry about that. Only striker, you like the case of Mr. Rishabh Kumar. He was in an exterior team of Polestar. Now he's in interior. Yeah, in Canoe. Yes. I started as exterior designer. Then in Fiat one time I found myself, without even knowing, to do interior. And I learned how to do interiors. And I like to do interiors. And today I'm the design manager for interior and exterior design. So I do both. So you never know, you starting away, you end up in another. The most important thing is that, as John said, we have to be clear at the beginning according to what the company is searching for. So if they are searching for interior, you are interior, you have to take advantage of that. And if you learn how to do in exterior as well, maybe during your career, you will have a chance, just as being for me, to do exteriors. I had a chance to do interior, so why not? Between, how is your health, Luciano, sir? That things on your left arm. Ah, that's because I'm diabetic. Now with this one, I'm not paid by freestyle too, okay? But it's 30 years I'm diabetic. So I didn't say it, or sometimes I said it. I don't recall. But anyway, yeah, with this one now I can keep track of my glycemia much better and in a much healthier way. So thanks for asking. Everything is just great. I am bionic man. Okay, good, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Grazie. Ciao. See you next time. Bye. Ciao, John.